We'll tell you.
Well, does father really know best? Well, in this one, he thinks he does. He's suing his son's high school for $40 million for kicking him off the track team. In the lawsuit, Irvin Myers claims his son was bullied, harassed, and cut. But does he really have a case? Here for our legal debate to talk about kids, sports, parents, and so much more, Arthur Aidala, playing the role of Arthur Aidala. And he is, and we also have former prosecutor David Schwartz. Arthur, is this kid wronged? Because in 8th grade, he was an undefeated champ in the 200, 400, and 800. And in 9th grade, he's kicked off the team. Is there something fundamentally wrong with that?
So I'm not a big fan of these lawsuits. I think schools need to be able to do their schooling business without
Unless they're your
interference.
client.
Well, that goes without saying. But what the dad is saying here is, look, my kid was a superstar in 8th grade. He won all these races, won all of these events. I was a superstar. Me, Daddy was, not only in school, but in the military. The kid has the genetics to do really well. But because of a personal animus between the coach and the student, the kid gets thrown off the team, taking him out of not only, like, you know how important athletics are, being a world-class coach yourself.
Right.
How important
and
it is to children.
Right.
I forgot
and David, so can you sue to get your kid on the team, to get him off the bench, to get him on the varsity?
Anybody could sue anybody in this country. However, not only am I not a big fan of these lawsuits are destroying our court system. This is completely frivolous. Even taking all the facts that you said as being true, you do not have a constitutional right to extracurricular activities, and this is what that is. You have a right to an education, but not extracurricular.
But is it true or false, counselor, that you can get up to full tuition, full ride, up to $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 if you are that great athlete, which David thinks is so frivolous?
There's the emotional damages, and then there's the real damages. I mean, look how if this kid is as spectacular through his high school career as he was in 8th grade, and then goes on and is spectacular in college, and goes to the Olympics, and is on the cover of the Wheaties box with his 6 gold medals, how much is that worth? 40 million, 50 million, 60 million?
David, what the father says is, look, he was unbelievable in 8th grade, and this is about him racing certain events that the coach didn't want him to race, and he says kids have rights too.
Right, and all this may be very sympathetic, and Artie makes a very impassioned plea. It doesn't matter. You still have no case. You do not have a right.
The coach's decision is arbitrary and capricious.
You have a right to an education.
And the Supreme Court says it cannot be an arbitrary and capricious ruling.
If he was discriminated on the basis of race, religion,
what about personality?
You don't have a case.
What about if he's discriminated against his father?
You have a great personality.
What about if he's discriminated against because his father ticked the coach off, and the coach doesn't like the dad, and he hurts the child?
So what if
kids are people too, Brian?
Right, and there should be a song like that, and possibly a show. I will say this: I've lost track of things because Arthur, you're like this. That's the way you order lunch.
That's how he argues with his
I will say, I mean, bottom line is, it's extracurricular activities. You cannot force the coach to do.
You know how a parent could be wrecked. And a child can be wrecked when their athletics.
With that being said, he's
transfer schools. Transfer schools.
Yes,
that's
the answer.
Thank you, David.
Just give up.
Thanks, you, Arthur.
Thank you.
The best never rest, man.
Well, we have to rest now. We're out of time. All right.
The defense rests.
The lovely people. 2 minutes now before the bottom of the hour. Coming up next, he's quitting soccer, but David Beckham is not.